Welcome to another live feed with Shaman's YouTube channel. Let's get into it. The top 50. This guy on the mic. The top 50. The true 50 greatest MCs. Written by the one and only Kool. He wrote this book. It's an old book, but still have relevance to it. Let's get into it. He continued with this countdown with number 48, Foxy Brown. Foxy Brown. Those who don't know who this lady is, man, she was doing her thing in the 90s, man. You don't hear that much about Foxy Brown. You rarely hear about her nowadays, but there was a time, man, in the 90s, man, her and Lil Kim were neck and neck as the best female MCs in the mid-90s, man. You know, you had Foxy Brown, you had Lil Kim doing their thing. You know, they were the new ladies on the block, if you will. Like, it wasn't about Queen Latifah no more, MC Light no more, my Chance Shantae, people like that. It was about the Foxy Browns of the world, Lil Kim's, Eve, you know, people coming out after that era that came. You just passed them, you see them, it came before them. So he put her at number 48 at the time when he wrote this book. So here's a line that she said, you read it: I dream filthy, my moms and pops mix me with the Trinity, rum and whiskey, proper set off six, spit off, gas let off, I speak calm, gangster and pulls off like Screechy Don. Who y'all know, rock fighter like Fox, pop bottles in the back of the cellar with Donatello, Cartier wristwear, Pasha cage face. Y'all blink, standing just to get a sneak taste. If you think that the hip-hop pundits are tough on the master materialist rhyme styles and content of the men, wait until the female spits bars of blinking. I can't recall ever seeing an MC as reviled as Foxy Brown. It was on her sophomore LP, China Doll. She was as reviled as Tupac was revered. It was almost like they were waiting for her to fail. Well, of course, some of this can be attributed to the fickle finger of hip-hop BE, but a lot of it has to do with sexism in hip-hop. Foxy Brown is like a female version of Jay-Z, a skilled MC with subject matter as money, clothes, killing, and blank. The only difference is that Foxy Brown is almost exclusively rated blank. Here's where the sexism comes in. Whenever a woman speaks on the inadequacies of man's sexual prowess or financial status in hip-hop, you hit a trifecta of problems. Number one, men will always root against you. Two, because of the superficial nature of the content, the public begins to dissect you in areas that have nothing to do with your music or rhyme skills, what you look like. Are you worthy of the things you talk about? Do you have real money? Who are you sleeping with? Etc. etc. Three, finally, women begin to nitpick at you because they perceive you as thinking you're better than them. Foxy Brown is a victim of all of the above. And don't get it twisted out of it. Foxy Brown does have fans. Ill99 is a platinum LP. She has hit singles, guest appearance with LL Cool J, Jay-Z, DMX, Cormega, and others where she absolutely shines. When Foxy Brown first hit, she was instantly compared to Lil Kim. It's unfortunate because fans were psyched into choosing one or the other. This also set a bad climate for her sophomore LP, China Doll. Foxy Brown, however, weathered the storm and came through with the next project, Broken Silence. This, I think, is her best work. Not as commercial as Ill99 and not as raunchy as China Doll. I think it was a great balance of the two. You can clearly hear her lyrical prowess. Confidence coming across better than ever. Ironically, the critics of Foxy became supporters. Many supporters, industry heads, spoke openly about her, about how they felt this LP was overlooked. For me, it's in a nutshell. Too much hype in the beginning, created over expectations. And after the letdown of her sophomore project, there was no hype and no expectation for the last. All in all, Foxy Brown has had public opinion swayed based on industry politics and because it's that she lost a little bit of momentum. I have never been influenced by industry foolery. I was always focused on the MC. Foxy Brown has always delivered razor sharp, Reddit blank rhymes. She's definitely one of the dopest MCs I've heard. Let's go into Kool. Let's get into strengths and weaknesses. According to Kool, she said that her strength was she always matched the energy of her male partners on the collaborations. There's never a drop off no matter what she follows because of her voice, delivery, and content. Many times she outsounds her collaborators. Her weakness is content is one note, sex and materials. I understand that it's her choice, but as good as she rhymes, she could talk about anything and make it hot. Diversifying the subject matters would shut down a lot of the haters and naysayers. China White, oh yeah, Broken Silence was the favorite LP from Kool. As far as originality, he gave Foxy Brown an 80. What's harder for the new artists in this area is coming up with something that we haven't heard before and being able to do something that hasn't been done before. It's much harder on the new artists to get the higher points in originality. Kool gave Foxy Brown an 80 because her and Lil Kim came out about the same time with the same type of subject matter. But I don't think that was intentional. I think it was organic. That's where they lived. That's what they did. They get originality points for being who they are. The table had already been set way back as far as Roxanne and Shantae getting down the runches rhyme styles. Even though in the 80s it was more about dissing lyrically as opposed to dissing financially and materialistically. The concepts he gave her 75. Once in a while she'll dabble in the concept zone, but her rhymes basically are really straightforward. She's here to get paid. She's here to be pleased by men. She has to do her thing that she does the way she does it. She doesn't get that conception. Versatility he gave her an 80. Versatility doesn't have to weigh heavily in the subject matter. I think her versatility has to do with which types of tracks she chooses to rhyme on. I've heard her on up tempo. I've heard her on down tempo. On her first album, Ill Nana, she did some great R&B type records. She strayed away from that on the next two albums, but she's a hardcore artist in the beginning. When you're first coming out, people direct you the way they think they need to direct you to make hits. I'm sure she brought her own flavor to it. Vocabulary gave her a 70. Like a lot of MCs that rhyme in the zone that she rhymes in, they don't get too intricate on the vocabulary. That's not their premium order. That's not at the top of the list. 70 was for substance. Same thing Kool said about Mac 10. A lot of people don't feel when you're talking about sex, money, and robbing, stealing, and killing that it's substantive. The substance with her is simply her being who she is and bringing it to the way she brings it. I do understand how people look at substance, even how I rank substance. What are the artists doing for the consciousness of the fans? Is there a movement behind it? Is it motivating people in realms other than materialism? Man, what she's saying, she always brings it across with a passion and aggression that a lot of female MCs have a problem with. For flow, he gave her a 90. Back in the 80s, one of the reasons a lot of females couldn't break through until Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and Queen Latifah was because a lot of female MCs didn't have a flow or cadence that people could really get with. Charlotte was one of the first that had the cadence that men could grab onto because there's sexism in this business. I think Foxy Brown brings it across the force and a confidence that can't be denied. Number 80 for flavor, gave her 80 flavor. Foxy has, especially in her later records, exhibited a lot more flavor in her flow. It seems like she's having a little more fun with it this time around. If you look at what she's done on all three albums, what she does live is basically straight action. Freestyle ability, number 80. I heard Foxy live a couple of times. Again, I heard Foxy live a couple of times. This is going to Kool, and he said that he don't know if it was actually freestyle, but it seemed like she got caught up in the moment of what was happening with the crowd. She would walk on stage and create excitement. Sometimes I would see her get caught up in excitement and lose the rhyme. But I saw her come off the top of the head nicely in those scenarios. For 75, vocal presence, a lot of times people who are not into hip-hop will be confused about who she is. Vocal presence has more to do with the identifiability of your voice. Of course, people who follow hip-hop may be able to tell, but outside of hip-hop, I don't know how distinct her voice actually is. Live performance, 75. A few times that I've heard her, seen her, she seems to be very, very caught up in the energy on stage. Sometimes you get so hyped that she can lose focus. If you focus, I think there's where the freestyle situation was born. She's certainly not scared on stage. She gives back to the audience what they give to her. Usually they're giving her so much energy. I've seen her actually start yelling the rhyme flow while she was on stage. 60s for poetic value. Her rhymes have very little to do with poetry. They definitely have hard rhymes. Poetic value has more to do with structure, how the phrases are put together. 70, body of work. I see what she's trying to do. The Ill Nana album was a very R&B hit, latent, raunchy album. It had the best of both worlds in that sense. She received a lot of bad reviews on China Doll album, which I didn't think was that bad person. Then came Broken Silence, which I think is her best work. Neither of the follow-up albums had the same level of hit power or prowess that Ill Nana had. Unfortunately, the business is about making hits. I don't think she's failing at all in the body of work. Industry impact. 70. This is also a matter of time. Foxy came in the mid-90s, and the industry was very slow to give accolades. She did get a platinum album out of Ill Nana. She did cause a stir. As far as Grammys, Image Awards, and all the accolades that come, the industry didn't vibe that way with Foxy. Next, as far as social impact, Kool gave her 65. Even though she made a big dent with when she hit, a lot of press was very negative and attacking. There's something to be said for it being positive, at least the blowback of it being positive. Foxy had a lot of negative press, but she still did much, make enough of an impact on the street that you can't overlook it. 70 is for longevity. She came out in 95. Broken Silence came out in 2002. That's 7 years in the game, 10 points per year. 80 for lyrics. Foxy's lyrical. She does rhyme. A lot of times you get caught up in the more content. You miss the fact that she's putting those words together. She's flowing and rhyming. Lastly, battle skills. She's got an 80. Fox is aggressive, and even the rhyme skills, she puts innuendo inside of her rhymes like she's trying to do. She hasn't been tested in actual battle yet. She can tell by how she rhymes, by the way she rhymes. She definitely has battle skills. So he gave total score 1,270, 74.7 average score. Right, so that's it. Look at Foxy Brown, number 47 on the True 50 Grace MCs. Kool D. There's a guy on the mic. So come back, the last one at number 47, Spoonie G, the Cold Crushing Lover. We're gonna get into that. That'll be it. So then, talk to you soon.